my good friend, my brother, the one and only, the young legend, Mr. Lamette Israel. Rock out, Lamette! This song is called Slave. It's on my brand new album. Check it out. Because I believe nothing in this world gets done without the hand of a woman. And so I wanted to pay tribute to the ladies. This song is called Go Girl. Ladies, you better go girl. This song's for you. me before, you're like, wow, this guy's like a sax playing Bruno Mars. I know, I get it all the time. I'll even post it, but you gotta tag me at Real Good Sax on Instagram. You ready? I'm gonna do my best Bruno Mars. Here we go. More savvy in my ears. This song is more hip hop, and it's called I Just Can't Let You Go. Check it out. Yeah. I'm really trying to tell you how I feel from the bottom of my heart. I've been trying what you made from the start. Now you want to pardon. I'm just saying pardon me, miss. Will you please stick around just for one last kiss? I miss every memory about you and me. Now you mad and you acting like you really trying to go like, why you trying to break that? I would never say that. I need you like that. I want you to say Jack. I'm with you because I trust you, not because I trust you. It's going to be rough. You ain't never love tough. I ain't saying it's just tough, but give it a chance. Don't listen to your home. Hip-hop, R&B, rock and roll, whatever we can get our hands on, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for being such a good sport over there. Thank you. So again, this song is called I Just Can't Let You Go. Can I get a little bit more of this mic? Alright. So let's see. We've done rock and roll, we've done jazz fusion, we've done a little bit of R&B, we've done a little bit of hip-hop. And we play something sexy for you. They don't call me Real Good Sax or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So this is going to be my next radio single. It's called So Good. You're gonna see why right now. that, we just got off of the Dave Cos cruise. Got off about 2 weeks ago. We went to Norway, the Netherlands, Iceland. It was incredible. And so we love Dave Cos and everything that's moving forward. And I think Dave Cos is one of the ambassadors of the newcomers in music. So he always endorses the younger generation, which I think is very important. So naturally, when I did this song, I sent it to Dave just to get his opinion on it. And he called me a couple days later and he said, "Adrian, this song makes me want to take my clothes off." And this is before I had a name for it, so I said, "Well, yeah, that's good." He said, "So good." I was like, "Yo, that's the name, So Good." Alright, so that So Good is on my new album, Slick. You notice we have a bunch of QR codes and stuff that flash through the show. If you scan that with your phone, it'll take you to everything about me. You can buy my records, you can follow me on Instagram and social medias, you can join my mailing list. I love New Orleans. I came here a lot, especially for Essence Fest. I was here with Prince, his last Essence Fest. And then I was here every year after that for 4 or 5 years doing tributes in honor of Prince. And we just had a great time. I love it here. I have family here. If anybody's familiar with the Trumpet Mafia, those are my people. I love them to death. Everybody, man. Elvis Marsalis was a big influence on me. The whole Marsalis family. Anyway, I can go on. New Orleans is like a second home. I love it here. It's a beautiful culture, beautiful food, beautiful music, and incredible women. I like New Orleans, y'all got it all. Speaking of having it all, I brought my bro. We're actually label mates. We're both signed to the Trippin' and Rhythm smooth jazz label, which is the biggest and most popular smooth jazz label there is. And I brought my bro, who I didn't bring him, he actually lives here. He's from New Orleans. The one and only, as I call him, the young legend, Mr. Lamech Israel. And this show is always Adrian and Friends because I want to showcase my friends, especially the ones who live in the regions that we're going to. So hey, Lamech, the stage is yours, man. All right.
My New Orleans people, how we feeling tonight? Wonderful. You all are lovely. I just want to say thank you to Adrian for that wonderful introduction. And thank you all for being here. This is for a great cause, and we appreciate every one of you taking time out of your day and coming out and supporting this good cause that we have here. Give yourselves a round of applause. So, as Adrian said, and as you can see on the banner behind me, my name is Lamech, if you're not familiar with me. I live here, and actually, not directly in the city, I live in La Place. Everybody knows where that's at, right? So, I came out as soon as he called me and was like, "Yo, I got a show for you." I was like, "Oh, what you got? How much you paying?" what you got for me, bro? And so he was like, "All right, I got you. I was like, "Okay, I gotta be here." So
I said, "I got a plate of fried chicken and mac and cheese for you."
Yeah, so after I got done eating the mac and cheese, I decided this would be a great time to showcase some of the things that I have upcoming. And one of the things I have coming up is I have a brand new album that's coming out on August 1st. It's called Boundless. And this dude right here is featured on it. So y'all ready to hear some good stuff? Yeah! All right, let's get into it, baby. We're gonna do the start. We're gonna kick this off with Boundless, baby. Let's do it. single I released off of this upcoming record. This one is called Dance, and it features a good friend of mine, Ryan Lavalette, who has produced many of our singles and a lot of our music, and he's a wonderful guy, so unfortunately I couldn't have him here tonight, so I gotta sell for this guy. So let's run that thing. Let's do Dance, baby. Feel free to get on up. gonna take it back to my first album called Emergence. And this one is gonna be a funky groove, right, Adrian? All right, let's do this thing. This one's called Groove Central.
young legend, Mr. Lynette. I'm not as young as you, Lynette.
Don't worry, you can age backwards.
Cocoa butter. Ooh, shea butter. That was a lot. Anyway, one more time for Mr. Lynette. He's right. I was trying to fix my ears. But, can we play like 2 more of my songs for you? Then we can play some party music. I know you guys want to hear some popular tunes. Also, I gotta take a moment to talk about why we're here, the real reason why we're here. You know, Alzheimer's is a real thing. It's a real issue that we need to look at as a people, as a community, especially. And I think that this concept that the Alzheimer's Association and G. Davis, Mr. Garrett Davis put together is really incredible because what we do is we bring inner city communities together through music and art, performance, and then we educate. Because for our people, a lot of times that's the best way to educate us is entertain us. And entertainers, it's our responsibility as entertainers to educate our communities. And so I want to challenge each and every one of you to come back tomorrow to the Unforgettable play. What time is that? 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock. Listen, it's free to the public. You know what I'm saying? Come and get your entertainment, bring your family, because people of color are really extremely prone to this thing, and we're also the least likely to go and get help until it's too late, until the damage is already done. So I want to encourage you, because you never know. Getting this education through entertainment might be the thing that saves you and gives you a few more years or a few more quality experiences with that loved one that you cherish so much. And also, it gives you the opportunity to give them the help that they don't even know how to express that they need. You know, you may be experiencing it right now, and you don't even know it. So, I want to challenge each and every one of you to come back tomorrow and see the play. It's really good, I can tell you that from experience. It's a great play. It's really entertaining, it's really funny. You might pee a little bit, because you're going to laugh really hard. Then you're going to cry a little bit, and then you're going to laugh some more. So, all right, so now with that being said, can I play what I think is my penultimate song? It's the one that I think put me on the map as a smooth jazz artist. I don't think I would even be on a label with this incredible musician if it wasn't for this song.
Let's go, Adrian!
The song is called Lover. So if you got a lover or another, hold tight. So I was like, I wrote this song in 2020. You guys remember what happened in 2020? You remember that? Yeah, me too. I was sitting at home wearing Xbox underwear with nowhere to go, nowhere to be. And that's when I actually befriended Dave Cox. And he called me and said, hey man, why isn't your stuff being played on the radio? You know Dave Cox has a radio show on Sundays on Sirius XM. So I said, gee Dave, I don't know, why isn't my stuff being played on the radio? He said, well, I want you to send me the song that you want. I'm going to feature it on my show. I said, I'll do one better. I'm going to rank one. And so, at that time, I didn't really have a girlfriend or anything. But I would go sit outside in the park because there was nothing else to do. And I would see all these people with their loved ones, maybe having picnics. And I go, oh, that's nice. I wish I had somebody to have a picnic with. And then I would see people like riding bikes together and roller skating and chasing each other through the meadow. And I say, oh, that's nice. I wish I had somebody to do that with. And so you know what? I'm going to imagine I do, and I'm going to write a song about her. Now in my mind, she's Felicia Rashad. I know she's married, but I feel like in my mind, me and Felicia Rashad are good friends. And so you can kind of say I kind of wrote this song about her. Claire Huxtable, in case you don't know who that is. The ultimate woman, oh my goodness. That's a woman. Now, can I play one of my latest singles from the Slick album? So we wanted to do something Afrobeat. You guys familiar with the Afrobeat vibe? Everybody know that?
Yeah, that works.
So I called my buddy Chris Big Dog Davis, another label mate. I said, hey man, I want to do an Afrobeat song. And we came up with this concept. And the idea is, this is like being on the beach and enjoying yourself with a nice cool drink, alcoholic beverages, please. And cheersing and toasting to some accomplishment, or just being here and being alive. We made it, we're here. Especially if you do it with somebody you love. And the song is called Champagne. Check it out. Alicia Richard. There's this new girl around. You know her name. What they call her? You know what I'm talking about. I'll take it. Everybody say, Kiwi! Alright, I think we got time for a couple more. Can we party a little bit?
We stood up and danced right here.
We did some R&B, we did some jazz fusion, we did some rock and roll, we did some hip hop, we did some smooth jazz. Can we play some good old soul music for you? I grew up listening to the great vocal leaders like Anita Baker and Luther Vandross. And I remember being in my house on Sundays was house cleaning day. And my parents would put on the records and we would clean the house. And Luther always had the best cleanup music. No matter what you were doing, you could listen to look at me. You could be cleaning the house, you could be doing homework, you could be cutting the grass, you could be washing the car. It didn't matter. You put that Luther on, it was gonna get you through it, right? And I like all Luthers. I like skinny Luther, I like fat Luther, I like Sesame Street Luther, I like this, you miss, but what I like all Luther. So I gotta pay homage to Luther Vandross real quick. Come on, fellas, let's do it.